Good afternoon, partners. What a privilege it is to welcome all our esteemed partners for today, our business leaders, CIOs, IT professionals, our finance. So, to this crucial briefing, secure data, empower productivity. On behalf of the entire ARC1 family, maraming salamat po for joining us. This event is not just a webinar, it is a commitment to the future of the Filipino enterprise. We are moving faster than ever, and that means our technology must be secure, agile, and intelligent. And that is exactly why we are proud to partner with Crayon, a global leader whose expertise in cloud optimization and data security is unmatched. So together, we are bringing a solution that integrates robust security with the transformative power of Microsoft Copilot. So my challenge to you today is simple. Wag na wag tayo magpapaiwan. Let's learn how to leverage AI safely and ensure that every byte of your data works for you, secured by best-in-class compliance. Let's transform, begin. So welcome once again. To ensure a smooth sailing for everyone, here are our simple webinar protocols. First, please mute your microphone throughout the session to minimize distraction. Second, if you have questions for our speakers, please use the Q&A chat box only, and we will address them during the dedicated Q&A segment later. And we want to stay connected with you. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the official ARC1 social media pages. You can find us in Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Just search for ARC1 Solutions Inc. and follow us to get the latest updates on the technology trends, upcoming events, and more powerful solutions. So please subscribe now. And it's time to hear from the leader who guides ARC1's mission to transform Filipino enterprises. Please join me in extending a virtual welcome to our Vismin account manager, Mr. Alain Arabe.
Thank you very much, the lovely marketing lead, Fila. Hope you're doing good today. Again, I'm Alain Arabe, your Business Development Manager from Arcon Solutions Inc. It is truly wonderful to see so many familiar faces and new faces, that is, joining us for this essential session. In our organization, our mission is built on trust and partnership. We believe that in today's complex digital world, you need more than just a vendor, you need an ally. That is why our collaboration with Crayon, headed by Sir Arnold, is so significant. Crayon is a world class partner that complements our commitment to delivering the best and most secure Microsoft solutions. Today's agenda, covering data security and Copilot, is the perfect example of this synergy. We are here to assure you that while you pursue innovation and productivity, we will take care of your security. That's what we are here for. So, again, thank you very much for your trust. We would like to welcome everyone. Let us learn together, know how to build a safer, smarter, and more productive future. Over to you, Fila.
Okay, thank you, Elaine. So, leading the technology briefing today is an expert from Crayon who specializes in translating complex technology into the real world business value. He will show us the immersion briefing on Copilot Plus. Power and data security. Please join me in welcoming Sir Arnold Chua, the solution sales from Crayon. The screen is yours, sir.
Hello, everyone. Hello, partners. So, thank you for joining us this afternoon. So, I hope all is well with you, and I hope everyone had a good lunch, no? So, uh, lunch na po tayo lahat. So, I'm Arnold Chua. I'm from Crayon. I'm one of the solution specialists here in the Philippines. So, as you know, Crayon is a global company, but here in the Philippines, I'm the one for the modern workplace in terms of Microsoft and security as well in terms of Microsoft. Okay, so hope you can see my slide. Okay. So what we'll cover is basically AI, what is Copilot as well, if some of the functionalities of Copilot and how do we get ready for Copilot. And also we have to take a look about data security. So since with the rise of AI and Gen AI, there's a lot of uh, not really concerns, but more on inquiries in terms of how do I secure my data when I'm using such technology as Gen AI as well. So what is uh, Copilot? So Copilot is basically your assistant for work. So it's the mission of Microsoft is really to empower every person and every organization to achieve more. So that's what we want actually when we using technologies such as Gen AI is want to achieve more, do more. How do I find out more about a specific topic or a product? So how it really transforms our business growth. It's really merging productivity, creativity, and also operations. So from our personal productivity, we think about how much time savings do we have, how do we increase efficiency, and how do we be more creative in terms of doing our daily work. And we have to translate that is also to business value in terms of the revenue growth, optimization, or can be as simple as employee well-being, no? So when we take a look about AI, so how do we use it personally as an individual and how it values or how it benefits actually the company or the entire organization. So that's what we want to take a look at. If you take a look at the Fortune 500, Copilot has been present, no? Is present in the majority of the organizations. So here are some use cases, no? But if you can see the trend here, no, it's really savings in terms of time and effort, in terms of automating tasks to really produce more efficiency and really to save millions of dollars or pesos in terms of savings. Like for example, if we automate a certain process, because of efficiency, we can see some savings and you can see a lot of revenue growth as well. So in a nutshell, Microsoft 365 has different flavors, no? So if you talk about Copilot, there's a lot of Copilot, no? So you can have Copilot for security, Copilot for Fabric, Copilot for GitHub for developers. So there's a lot of really flavors in Copilot. So when you talk about Copilot, it's really the technology behind Microsoft in terms of Gen AI. So if you have the other platform, it's called another thing. Like for example, Google, they have Gemini, but within Microsoft, you talk about Copilot. When you talk about Copilot for Microsoft 365, it really integrates into the Microsoft ecosystem, no? In terms of the applications, in terms of the information, you as a user is empowered really to use Copilot for your leverage in terms of including it in your business process, daily operations, or what you do day to day. And we can extend that functionality into agents. So agents is basically uh, expanding further, no? So if you have Copilot for your personal use, you have agents actually to help you automate some tasks and really to build certain agents into a specific function. So I'll explain that further as well. So when you talk about Microsoft 365 Copilot, you can actually use Copilot Chat. So Copilot Chat has uh, two categories. One is Copilot Chat for web and Copilot for work. And if you're using Microsoft 365 applications right now, if you add on the license for Copilot for Microsoft 365, you can actually integrate it with your applications. Then actually for the entire ecosystem of Copilot, when we talk about productivity, so Copilot Studio and Agents is basically Copilot Studio is your builder and Agents is the product or the builder, the specific chatbot no, for a specific product. So what sets it apart actually from other Gen AI available here in the Philippines or across the world. So in terms of productivity, especially lalo na kung naka-Microsoft products kayo, you're using Business Premium, Business Basic, Business Standard, it's really built to integrate no to those applications para mas mabilis po tayo magtrabaho. And there's a lot of integration also with third-party applications that you can use with Copilot. Then when we do search, actually the trend now no is using ChatGPT. Pero when we talk about security, that's where Copilot excels no. Yun yung nagiging advantage na. Then you have a lot of controls that you can do since it sits in your Microsoft tenant. So any security controls that you do for your Microsoft tenant, it also inherits no si Copilot when you're doing the searches. But in terms of what you have right now, so kasi sasabihin niya sa akin, Sir, naka-Microsoft 365 Business Standard kami, pero nakikita ko si Copilot. So you have that free functionality sa Copilot. Ang difference niyan is yung Copilot chat is really web-based lang yung mga sources niya. If you want to analyze an Excel file, you have to upload it. Pero kasi kung if you're using Microsoft 365 Copilot na license, so it already integrates into your OneDrive, your SharePoint, so anything that you have access to, um, it's get it gets that information. So in terms of the architecture, when you do the prompt with Copilot, it analyzes uses the large language model no for you to send the prompt no. So using that natural language, you can trigger uh, queries and also gather information no based on uh, your emails, your meetings, your chat, calendars, and contacts. So yun yung kagandahan sa kanya. So if you're using Copilot Chat, when I, for example, create a business case for Copilot here in the Philippines. No? So kunyari, since ako, I'm solution sales, I handle mostly Microsoft products. I want to build, for example, go-to-market strategy now for Copilot here in the Philippines. I can ask Copilot Chat to do that for me and it gathers all the information available. Pero if I use it uh, with my Microsoft 365 Copilot license, since I deal a lot with Microsoft Copilot globally. I talk to people within the region. I talk to people within Microsoft through emails, through chats, and also I have a lot of files already with the presentations. I actually get a more uh, defined scope of work or go-to-market strategy as compared if I use the web version. So, lahat po ng mga content na yun, mas specified talaga sa akin and mas Crayonize siya. So, mas inline siya sa practice namin as a company. So, similar to that example, if I, for example, want to create scope of work, for example, diba? Meron ako, I usually deal with siguro mga implementation services, mga migration. Usually, there's a level of scope na kailangan natin gawin or may mga step-by-step ano yung mga unang kailangan gawin. Is it users muna, ayusin natin yung users, ayusin natin yung tenant, and so may step-by-step. Since ako, I do a lot of those things. If I ask the web version, it will give me a generic one. If I ask Copilot for Microsoft 365, it takes a look all the scope of work I did in the past and gets the reference from there. So parang mas ano siya, mas catered na siya para sa akin as compared to using the one in the web. So I'll give a few sample. For example, I'll just share my screen quickly para mas ma-appreciate po natin lahat. So if I have Copilot, so nakita mo naman po lahat, lalakihan ko na lang po. So if, for example, I use the web, so if I want to create, for example, create a go-to-market strategy for Copilot in Philippines. If I use the web, so it will use our web answers, no? So if by looking at different strategies, using different structuring, kung ano yung mga best practices, nakikita rin niya. So ito, meron tayo executive summary, may mga industry specific, and pag napapansin niyo po yung mga services natin, it's really on web-based siya. Ayan, so mga different sources siya. But if I use, for example, the same prompt, dito sa work natin, dito is the paid license. Since mas marami na akong information, mas tailored specific na dun sa go-to-market strategy ni Creon. So magiging iba yung content niya as compared kanina. Dito naman it will get sources from my emails, from my chats, from my meetings, and also yung mga reference materials that I've collected throughout the months, no, or throughout the years. So kung titingnan po natin, ayan siya. So mas maganda yung context niya, mas maganda yung segregation niya. So meron tayong mga certain files din na kinukuha niya, for example, sa industry specific, meron ding web sources. But in terms of the packages on what can I offer as Crayon, yan. So it will take a look, for example, yung mga meetings ko, may mga sources na here sa mga SharePoint sites namin, sa PowerPoint presentations that I've done, and also other documentations. So mga emails. So makikita niyo mas specific siya. Ang sa work then, if you're using the paid license, I can actually tell Copilot na, oh, tingnan mo lang yung mga files ko dito sa OneDrive folder na to para mas specific. Ano relevance niya? For example, I'm from finance. I have a lot of sales report. So I actually can save it sa OneDrive ko. So I can ask Copilot to look at my OneDrive to give me an analysis of my performance or sales performance of the company for sabihin natin 5 years, diba? So it will give you that kind of analysis. So when you're using the free version, actually marami rin kayong pwedeng gawin. You can actually upload images, upload files to that. So ang kagandahan with Copilot is compared to other platforms, meron tayong nakikita sa taas na green check mark, no? So you can see there's an enterprise data protection na included, meaning your data is your data. So whatever you do there, what you upload, maging isolated lang sa'yo. Unlike other platforms kasi it can be used to train other OpenAI models. So parang mas may risk siya talaga lumabas. Pero ito kang gandahan is kung ano lang yung may access ka, yan lang yung kukunin niya. If you're using the web, basta web portion lang. If you use the paid license version, basta lang naka-share sa'yo, pwede mo siyang makuha. I can, for example, get information from my colleague na OneDrive niya, gusto ko silipin, magkano ang sahod niya. Hindi ko magagawa yun. Unless share niya yung buong folder niya sa akin. Diba? But here, actually, you can play around it with, you can ask it questions, pero don't treat it as like a Google search. Treat it as like your personal assistant. So, feeling bossing na tayo. So, para kang may executive assistant ka. So, you can ask it a lot of questions and continuous yung conversation. So, yun yung kagandahan sa kanya. Kahit na medyo barok, medyo choppy-choppy yung ano natin, English natin, can understand that. And basta same topic naman, it won't differ to a different topic. Pero ang thing to note is para siyang tao. So, kailangan mo rin siyang i-acknowledge kung tama pa ba yung sinasabi niya or mali siya. Kasi with any AI technology naman, there's a risk of hallucination. So, meaning, minsan kasi hindi niya nabibigay yung tamang information. And sometimes, kasalanan mo rin yun kasi not making, you're not giving it context. So, kapag nag-uusap ka with isang tao, kailangan bigyan mo siya ng context na pinag-uusapan niyo. Same lang dito with Copilot. You have to give it context. Minsan, kwentuhan mo muna siya kung ano yung scenario bago ako magtanong ng questions. So, you can actually generate image and also draft mga go-to-market strategy, marketing strategy, business keys. Kung meron tayo, gusto natin gumawa ng sarili nating bake shop, diba? Kaya tayo gumawa ng business plan. So, similar to that now. So, when, for example, creating images, you can actually create a customized image, like, for example, for logos, for presentations, or so for marketing, pwede kayong gumawa ng mga advertisements using Copilot. So, kailangan mo lang siya, hindi siya kasing galing siguro ng Photoshop, no? Or ng Canva, but it will do its task, no? Pero kailangan continuous yung nyo, improvements. Kailangan mo sabihin kay Copilot ano yung mga certain features, yung mga things na you want to edit. Usually ako ginagamit ko siya for images is yung yung paggagawa kayo ng mga flowchart. Diba? Minsan tayo sa IT, gumagawa tayo ng mga high-level diagram ng architecture. Tapos minsan, di ba kailangan sobrang complicated. So you can actually ask Copilot to make that diagram for you. Pero, syempre, yung content na yun, ikaw yung magdidictate. Kaya, depende sa usapan yun, di ba? Ni Copilot. I want to highlight lang din, when you, for example, use Copilot sa work, sa Microsoft applications, naka-integrate na rin siya. If you can see here sa Excel file ko, here's aside my Copilot. Usually, it's just one chat box. Pero sa Excel, may bago silang update is dalawa na yung chat box niya. One is for general inquiries, mga analysis, you want to ask it questions. Another is yung app skills. So, yung app skills, if sino ba dito yung magaling sa Excel or sino ba dito yung hindi? Kaya tulad ko, hindi naman ako sobrang galing sa Excel. I can actually ask Copilot to create formulas to try to understand data for me. To create pivot tables, mga charts, apply formatting, advanced analysis, using Python. So, yun yung mga advantages natin when we're using the paid license. So, kunyari, I want to, for example, create a column, for profit margins based on percentage. Yan. So, lalaki ko yung data. So, nakita niyo meron akong demo data in terms of production, So, I asked it to create a column for profit margins. So, magbibigay siya ng logic, a-analyze yung data mo, ipapa-approve niya sa yung formula na ginamit niya, yung logic na ginamit niya. Then, if you agree, i-apply na niya. For example, dito, i-describe niya ano yung profit margin, ano yung in-analyze niya data, ano yung mga formula na ginamit niya in terms of deriving that profit margin. Kasi ito yung sample. If I insert na column, yan, kita mo siya dun sa tabi. You can do as well, parang for example, gusto na lahat ng negative margin, naka-color red, iba, naka-green. You can do that. So, there's a lot of things that you can do with Excel, more with Copilot. Kasi, tulad ko, medyo basic user lang ako. With Copilot, parang feeling ko, galing-galing ko na mag-Excel. Pero it's really important kasi most of businesses naman here, it's really using Excel. So, ito yung pinaka-number one platform. Ginagamit natin to analyze yung mga information or when we lalo na yung mga financials natin or minsan yung mga marketing, yung mga surveys, yung mga infographics, that's what we use. Diba? Just to highlight lang yung mga features ni Copilot. There's a lot more that you can do, no? Pag inisa-isa natin yan, medyo matagal. So, if you are interested and keen to learn more, so book time with people in Arquan so we can help you na to set that meeting for you. So kung meron naman tayong integrated sa applications, sa Microsoft 365 application for users, ano naman si Copilot agents? So we can streamline business processes. Have you ever thought, for example, ay, gusto ko sanang pabilisin yung buhay ko, no? Meron kami mga manual tasks I wish to automate. Maybe it's something that Copilot and agents can address for you. So si Copilot is basically yung platform, yung technology behind it. Yung Copilot Studio, it's ano lang siya, parang builder lang siya. Kung pang development, yan yung low code, no code builder niya to build that parang chatbot natin tawag nating agents. So meron tayong Copilot Studio. Meron for end users kasi medyo generic lang siya. Meron tayong for uh, developers, yung no-code, Copilot Studio. Then if you want to expand further, meron tayong mga nag-integrate na sa Azure AI for those advanced automation. It also integrates to that, no? So ano ba yung agent? So agent is basically an AI assistant that helps a specific business process or a specific function. Diba? So you use LLMs to interact and use Gen AI to build that agent for you. So it integrates into different applications. Like for example, if you want to create that agent in your website or for example sa mga social media chat platforms, you can do so or sa mga applications nyo. If you want to integrate, for example, with uh, Microsoft 365 applications like Teams, it also does that as well. So kung mga agents, it's really ano ba yung mga purpose niya? Can be from a retrieval, meaning kumukuha lang siya ng information. Like for example, if ako gagawa ko ng agent for HR. So ang purpose niya is to retrieve information to decimate to employees. Like for example, ano kaya yung mga benefits ko? Ano ba yung ah, pwede ko i-claim sa aking health card? Ilan ang mga leaves ko? So yung mga information may paghuhugutan siya. So it's really more on knowledge source lang siya. Diba? If you want, for example, for agents to take actions when asked, for example, help me raise a ticket to IT support, you can do that with automation workflows. So, ang backend niya talaga is parang kang gumagawa ng mga Power Automate mga workflows doon. So, it's similar, actually, integrated to that. Say, the workflows that you do within your Microsoft tenant, pwede mo siya gamitin kay Copilot Studio. Para every time na titrigger siya ng agent mo, yun yung gagamitin niyang workflow. And you can actually make it automated in terms of it can operate independently. Pero kayo mag-set ng trigger points. Like for example, may time period siya. For example, if after 5 days, i-refresh mo yung data sa certain file. Like for example, Excel can do so. So it will vary, no? It depende sa kailangan nyo. Ano ba yung gusto nyong gawin? Ito yung mga some samples. Ako madalas nagiging use case ko dito is IT help desk agent. So lalo na for mga customers or companies na hindi naman sila nag-invest sa help desk or sa mga service desk, fresh desk. Naghahanap sila ng ticketing tool. So ito, actually you can build a simple agent na integrated kay SharePoint para if ever may naglag ng ticket sa IT help desk, magte-trigger siya ng list sa SharePoint tapos doon na pagkukunan ng mga IT support natin, yung mga list of what type of ticket are they. So, siyempre, mag-fill up sila ng form, tapos may integrate yan sa SharePoint. Another is customer support agent. So, if yung si Copilot can already address yung mga basic questions natin. Like, for example, magkano ba yan? Ano ba yung product information? If customer support siya, for example, sa mga telephone lines natin, yung mga usual questions, bakit walang internet? Ano ba yung balance ko? May mga babayaran pa ako? So, majority of the basic questions, kaya na siya sagutin ng agent. Para at least yung hinire mo na customer support na actual na tao can handle more complex cases para at least mas sulit yung bayad natin. Kaysa nag-hire ka ng tao, diba? Para ang sasagutin lang niya is very vague and basic questions na nandun naman sa FAQs ng website natin. So, if kaya natin automate yun, at least mas efficient yung mga tao natin. So, when you talk about Copilot Studio, paano natin gagawin siya? Paano natin siya i-build? Paano natin i-orchestrate lahat ng mga yan? So, kung makikita niyo dito sa sinashare ko, so makikita niyo that you can actually describe your agent, no? Kung ano yung gusto mo gawin, siya na yung gagawa para sa'yo. Although, syempre, hindi siya 100% na ready na siya. So, you still have to input yung mga certain data, certain information. So, kailangan mo siya i-fill up. So, parang kang may coloring book na nandun lahat ng pictures. So, kukulayan mo na lang. So, you can create more mas maganda yung experience ng chatbot. Hindi yung parang nakikita natin, di ba? Pag nag-Facebook, gumagawa sila ng chatbot, di ba? Using Facebook, sabi, hi, tapos, ano ini-inquire nyo, very, very monotonous, very, hindi siya customized, hindi siya maganda yung experience, di ba? Kung dati nagbenta ka ng retail, minsan, very generic, is this item available? Very generic lang yung mga answers. Ito naman is you can actually orchestrate everything. You can make it a good experience for your end users na gumagamit ng agents natin. In terms of automated, pwede rin nating lagyan na to complete mga daily tasks and automate mga certain workflows. So everything here is you can customize. Marami kasi mga naging questions sa akin kung pwede ito, pwede yan. Ang short answer really is depende sa paano mo siya i-build. So baka minsan sobrang complex na hindi na kaya ng Copilot. So it's meant to be just a quick start for you to build that custom agent. So I'll show you one example of an agent that's being done. Siguro wait lang, I'll stop sharing kasi hindi ko siya na-include yung sound. Okay. I'll just hide this para makita nyo.
We provide a digital marketplace for our customers to be able to compare home and auto insurance online.
We saw how complicated and outdated the process is.
Every single insurance carrier have different rules.
So let's try to do something to change the customer experience.
Everything was manual. We had to start looking at what solutions are there through custom AI. When Microsoft came out with their Neural Voice product, we decided to utilize Copilot in order to create a Friendly John. Right now, Friendly John can handle around 60% of customer questions, and on our next release, we'll be going up to 90%.
The quoting process changed completely. The time shrink from days to 30 minutes on average. It was a game changer.
With our platform and Copilot Studio, we can innovate and implement anything we want.
The quality of work, the customer journey is just more scalable, repeatable, and we can just do things much faster and smoother than before.
If we didn't have these tools, if we didn't have these systems, building such complex areas as quoting, as voice copilots would take a traditional development team years. We're able to do it thanks to all of the tools within months.
Yun. So nakita na naman sa Copilot, yan talaga yung game changer sa kanya. So hindi mo kailangan maging sobrang technical developer, yung talagang very knowledgeable sa development. So you can actually start it yourself. Pero syempre, if you want to customize more, so it will still take time and effort, no, to do so. Pero based sa example kanina ng nagbebenta ng mga insurance, at least from customer end-to-end na siya, from handling customer queries, customer complaints, to getting specific products. Pwede siyang end-to-end. Like for example, sa retail industry, you can build an agent can handle customer questions, customer orders, customer like kunyari tatanong mo kung nasaan na ba yung order ko, ano ba yung status. So it can get actually information from different knowledge sources, such as your CRM, your own database, kung may mga other applications kayo na ginagamit to manage that customer data, pwede niyo hugutin yun. Or an Excel file, as simple as an Excel file, can get data from then and it can alter information or add information as well. So, if you're building an agent, meron lang kayong isipin na apat ng building blocks. Knowledge is one, wherein ano yung source of information na kukunin ng agent. May it be mga documents, may it be website, sa kung ano yung kukunin niyang information. And if it interacts, for example, kukunin niya yung information from your CRM or HRIS or ERP systems natin, you can trigger actions, no, to create tasks like kunyari, read, get information, add information, tasks as simple as sending an email. So pwede nyo gawin yun. In terms of logic, kayo mag-orchestrate ng conversation or ng experience din ng tao. Kumbaga, kapag sa call center, meron kayong script, diba? Kunyari, ito yung hi, tapos ito yung sinabi ng question, tapos ito yung sagot mo. Very scripted siya. Similar to that, no? So, you have to create that kind of script para ikaw rin mag-orchestrate, magde-define ng conversation path na saan pupunta yung agent mo. Okay? Like for example, sa IT helpdesk, kapag basic questions lang siya, kukunin lang niya sa knowledge source. Kapag advanced na yung questions niya, pwedeng mag-trigger ng email, for example. So, yan yung logic kapag saan napupunta yung conversation, sumusunod yung actions niya. And after we build all those things, isipin din natin how that end users will interact or paano nila ma-access yung agents na yan. So, yun yung channels natin. Within Microsoft, actually, may mga built-in agents na siya that you can use. If you are using Microsoft 365 Copilot na license, meron kang mga different agents na available for your personal use. Like analyst agent or researcher agents. Similar to analyst agent. So, kung sasabihin niya, sir, yan ba yung pare sa Power BI? Iba naman yan sa Power BI or sa Fabric. Mas, mas maganda yung experience kasi diba may mga dashboard tayo sa Fabric or Power BI. Ito kasi more on analysis lang siya. Mga raw data. Ikaw pa magbibuild ng mga presentations mo. It will give you bits and pieces of information. So, ang kagandaan dito is difference kay Copilot na chat is yun, parang bigyan ka ng analysis pero parang medyo mababaw lang. Ito kasing analysis agent is really built with advanced data analytics, no? Para yung mga certain foundations for analysis, lalo na for it can run mga Python natin. So lahat ng mga complex data queries, it's really built for that. So it's a specific agent to really meant for as a data analyst, kumbaga. So kapag nag-interact ka ng agents, it will give you insights. So you can ask, for example, give me an analysis of this file. So mas may maganda yung mga logic niya. There's a researcher agent, like for example, help me prepare for meetings or create a comprehensive report of the latest trends. For example, gawa ka ng bake shop, latest trends in bake, mga tinapay, ano ba yung mga bagong tinapay ngayon, mga kakaibang tinapay ngayon. So, you can do that, no? So, it's really meant for research agent. So, yan. Parang mga built yung agent for specific purpose talaga. Okay? Then, how do we get ready for Copilot or Gen AI? So, it's not really about just the technology. It's about the people. And ano yung bang output ng gusto natin ma-derive? Is it increase revenue, optimize cost, or really to help yung employee natin thrive, no? And do their work more efficiently. Kasi minsan nababurn out tayo. So, kailangan natin minsan ng tools na kailangan to help them. Lalo na minsan ang daming mga admin stuff. I work in a company na sobrang manual talaga. Lahat from end to end. So, nakaka-drain. So, imbis na nagagawa ko yung trabaho ko na maayos, nauubos yung oras ko sa mga admin stuff na sana na lang na-automate siya in some way or another. So, pero kailangan natin isipin is, ano ba yung stand ng company? Are the leaders engaged in terms of adopting that kind of information, technology? Or ready ba yung mga tao to adopt? Kasi kung sabihin natin ang demographics natin sa company is mostly mga senior citizen. So, isipin din natin kaya ba nila mag-adapt when we produce Copilot? Or meron ba tayong culture na na-build na mabilis matuto ng mga new things, new processes, new technology. And lastly is, kailangan natin i-measure yung business value by doing mga KPIs natin. We can start per industry, per department, like for HR, sales, marketing, customer service. Ano ba yung mga priorities nila? So, you want to identify, siguro within our organization, ano yung mga functional process nila per department. Is it for sales, like for lead gen sila, customer engagement, net new customers, service, customer service, diba? So, yan yung mga things na i-identify natin. Then, you want to set KPIs for function. Is it for sales, balik tayo sa sales, KPIs natin is deal size, close rate, customer retention. So, we have to define that. Kasi dun lang naman mag-a-adjust yung technology. So, wala naman sa atin na inisip natin technology muna bago use cases. So, palaging may use case na tayo bago tayo mag-adapt ng technology. So, after everything, nag-build kayo, may mga agents tayo, been using Gen AI, minsan isipin mo rin about security. How can I ensure na meron akong proper data governance in place? So, in terms of security, yung mga permissions, kung extensive na kayo na sa Microsoft, let's say naka-business premium kayo, maybe you have certain security policies na for DLPs or information protection. Basta anything na may ginawa kayo sa Microsoft tenant nyo in terms of security policies, may inherit lang naman niya. So, if you have certain data governance policies in place, it will inherit. Follow lang na yun. Like what I said earlier, your data is your data, so you control your data in terms of privacy within Copilot. nakokontrol mo yun. So, hindi na rin siya lumalabas. Hindi siya nagte-train sa mga other foundation models ng AI. So, with that in mind, so kailangan din natin isipin yung data security natin. Yes, Copilot is okay. Pero syempre kasi minsan uh, data security or mga form of attacks naman or breaches natin is usually user-driven yan eh. Minsan nag-share sila nag-overshare sila ng files. Like nag-share ka sa OneDrive, tinatamad sila maglagay ng emails, no, isa-isa. So ginagawa nilang available for all. Anyone with link can open. So kailangan natin isipin ang data security kasi iyan yung critical for a strong cyber security posture natin. And nakikita natin marami ng incidents actually throughout the world yung naka-experience na tayo ng data breach, no? Tapos it translates also to cost, diba? So kapag na-data breach siya, to fix it, so may mga incurred cost din tayo. Maybe may it be data retrieval or data restoration. So may mga certain cost tayo. So yung minsan nagiging hindrance din or nagiging question din ng mga companies, bakit ako mag-Gen AI paano yung mga information or mga data ko? Baka naman makuha. Since sabi niya sa akin, sir, sinabi mo kanina, tinitingnan niya lahat ng nasa Microsoft Graph in terms of information. Pero like what I said, if may proper data governance in place, kung ano yung ma-access ni Copilot data, dapat secured na rin siya in terms of labeling, kung may access ba dapat ako doon or hindi. We have to identify yung mga risk din because it can happen anytime and anywhere. Mga internal and external risk natin. Meron tayong mga external threats, meron tayong negligent users, or meron talagang galit sa kumpanya, diba? Nililik lang na yung information. So, sabotage talaga ang intention. So, we have to prepare for that. So, ano ba yung solution ni Microsoft doon is purview. Pero, before that, like for example, may negligent user tayo, si John and Alice, project manager. For example, John is working on a confidential project. Sobrang top secret siya. Project Obsidian. Yan. So, konti lang may alam yun. So, for example, si Alice, chismosa siya. So, narinig niya yung Project Obsidian na yan. Tinanong niya si Copilot, ano ba yung project na to? Bigyan mo nga ako ng summary. So, out of curiosity, sinek niya, ano ba yung isa-summarize ba ni ChatGPT? Kasi may nakita siyang document, no? So, gusto niya gamitin si ChatGPT to summarize. Kasi wala naman siyang, may bad intention na gusto niya ilabas para hindi siya ma-audit. So, check niya. Since wala siyang, yung company, walang policies in place to protect yung document na yun, nahanap ni Alice. Kasi baka na-share sa kanya na nagkalat-kalat ni link, baka yung labeling ng pag-share ni John, nagkamali siya na share na anyone in the organization. So, kahit dahil na walang DLP policies in place to prevent yung mga leakage na yan, naging part siya ng training model ni ChatGPT. Kung ginamit si Copilot, it will retain. Since gumamit siya ng third-party application to summarize that long, lengthy document, nag-leak out siya. So, na-expose niya yung information. So, si Project Obsidian, na-leak na siya sa public. So, si Purview, yan yung technology behind how do we do data governance. Hindi siya product itself. Hindi siya, uy, gusto mo bumili ng Purview. Hindi siya ganun kasimple. It's really per function kasi like for example, certain products like Office 365 E3 has DLP policies, but if you want information protection, you have to get another subscription. So we think about Purview is like just the main platform similar to your admin center like Entra. So anything within data governance, si Purview ang portal na pinupuntahan natin. It's classified into 3 segments like data security, data governance, and data compliance throughout yung Microsoft landscape natin. So, yan yung tinitingnan natin in terms of Microsoft 365 applications, Copilot, yung mga data warehouses natin, data estates, and also mga AI apps natin. Diyan sa na-integrate in terms of our data governance. So, kailangan natin ensure na secure siya yung data natin throughout the entire life cycle, and also yung responsibility natin as individuals to mitigate yung mga risk natin. And syempre, kailangan natin within that organization is to manage natin yung risk na yun and yung mga requirements natin. Baka meron tayong ina-uphold na certain standard, na policy, in terms of data governance, kailangan natin adhere and i-enforce yung mga yan. So, ito yung mga specific functionalities na titignan natin. Siguro later on, kung may questions kayo, pwede tayo bigay ng guidance kung ano ba yung mga products na yan. Pero in terms of functionalities, information protection is the one responsible for labeling yung mga certain data natin. So, siya yung nagka-classify. Kung, for example, for general consumption, for confidential or highly confidential. So, ang maganda sa kanya, it extends beyond Microsoft 365. For example, if na-save ko yung file sa USB ko, for example, as confidential file, hindi ko siya ma-open. Lalo na kung umalis na ako. If ako lang naman yung user, I can open it. Pero since user access based siya, kapag hindi na ako employed sa company na yun, hindi ko na siya ma-access. So, it's encrypted na siya at rest, in transit, and in use. So, kaya yung kagandaan na sa kanya. When we talk about DLP, so, kailangan natin i-enforce like mga credit card information, certain information, like kanina yung Project Obsidian. Pag nakita agad ni Purview yung project title niya, Project Obsidian, i-apply na agad yung mga highest data policies, no? Para maprotekta yung data na yun. Okay? Para at least yung mga information na yun, hindi magli-leak siya. So, ini-enforce lang niya yun. So, in terms of insider risk management, so, since may mga ganun, kailangan din natin makita paano siya, ano yung mga certain risk within the organization. With this, you have the visibility to identify mga risky activities, hidden risk, and also, i-maintain natin yung mga user privacy natin to keep yung data natin anonymous. Mostly parang investigative siya ang approach natin. In terms of risk kasi, so depende rin yan kung ano yung magiging set mong policy. May it be na-identify mo siya as minor risk, moderate risk, elevated risk. So may mga certain actions na pwede na magawa. Like for example, minor risk lang, may tip lang siya in terms of DLP. Wag niya siya i-share, ganun. Parang very minimal lang yung risk na ma-overshare. Pero if elevated risk, it can go up to blocking the access, for example, of a specific user. Kapag unauthorized, iba-block na yung access niya. Pwede na siyang i-log for prompting or mag-login ulit siya. So, yun yung mga pwedeng gawin. In terms of doing analysis or doing audits, meron tayong e-discovery and meron tayong auditing features where e-discovery is really to discover, preserve, and collect information in the database. So, lahat ng mga applications like ito may Exchange, SharePoint, and Teams. So, nire-review natin yung mga set of documents, ina-analyze din natin siya para at least maintindihan natin, kumbaga masilip natin And ma-analyze din natin yung mga datasets na yun. Like yung mga email threading or yung mga chat conversations. That's something that we can do. It's different with audit. Audit is more on yung sa forensics na in terms of compliance investigations. Baka nagkaroon tayo ng incident, gusto natin makita yung mga mails, sino nag-send, ano yung mga pinag-usapan, paano na napunta dun sa tao na yun yung information. Ano ba yung ginawa niya doon? Kinino niya sinend. So, we can do that as well. So, kung bakit natin piliin si Purview, it's really actually simple lang siya, no? Simple to use. Mabilis mag-start kasi mostly naman kay Microsoft, mga toggles lang siya, no? So, parang pwedeng automatic on na siya. Tapos, may mga guidance naman. And maganda naman yung nagiging user experience so far with Purview. Then it can be integrated into different productivity tools. Single portal lang siya for management and secure collaboration. Then may mga depende sa plan natin. So meron tayong mga automated data security na pwedeng gawin in terms of data classification. May certain license kasi na ang information protection is manual. Ikaw yung magka-classify ng data. Meron din kasing automated version. For example, si Project Obsidian, automatic na nabasa ni Purview na itong document na yan is about Project Obsidian. Automatic i-classify niya yung labeling into highly confidential. So, may mga ganong klaseng automation na pwede natin gawin within Purview. So in a nutshell, in terms of data security, we talk about the DLP, inside risk management, information protection. In terms of compliance, we do have audit and e-discovery, and also yung mga compliance manager natin. Then for data governance, we do have our data catalog, data quality. So very end-to-end na siya. Okay? So, siguro mga next steps natin, if you want to use Copilot, you do so. May mga resources naman natin on how to prompt and how to use prompts, yung mga different use cases natin. You can do that as well. To get better acquainted, meron tayong Copilot Lab, meron tayong mga prompt teams, prompting na pwedeng gawin, mga sample prompts. Then, siguro, try to assess also yung entire security estate nyo. Ano ba siguro gusto natin prioritize, ano yung mga next steps. Kasi yung mga functionalities naman nito, hindi mo kailangan kunin at one go. Kasi na-understand ko naman sa Philippine market minsan, or well, in general, minsan kasi pag kinuha mo yung higher plan pero hindi mo pa naman na maximize yung functionalities, baka sayang pera, diba? So we do it in phases, lalo kung sa security and in terms of investment. So that's it for me. So I'll hand it over to Fila for the next portion of this program. So thank you, and let us know if you have questions in the chat box.
Okay. So thank you, Arnold. So wow, what a deep dive, no? Grabe ka powerful pala yung Copilot. So all we have to do is just know the right words to input, and also yung mga this also concerns if mga business licenses lang, no? Thank you, Han, and congratulations to our 10 lucky winners. So your e-vouchers will be sent out after the event. And okay, let's move on to the most interactive part of our webinar, the question and answer segment. So we've compiled the excellent questions you submitted through the chat box. So I'd like to invite Sir Arnold to be back on the virtual stage to be our panelist. So we have 8 minutes to address all your top concerns. Hi, Sir Arnold.
Hello.
Yeah, oo. So kanina pala yung na-ask ko, may nag-personal message if ever personal ano lang daw yung kanya personal license. So if ever she'd like to parang to have like a training, is it okay ba or only for mga business accounts?
Usually for business accounts, but I can provide actually um, mga mga public documented in terms of learning for functionality. Like yung na-mention ko kanina, yung Copilot Lab is really meant for public consumption. So magagamit din po niya yan.
Okay, noted on that. And another question, so can you please explain further pala on how Microsoft Copilot is licenses?
So actually si Copilot for Microsoft 365, ano siya, it's per user. Kailangan meron kang at least business basic. Actually, kahit na 365 app for business. So may qualifying license ka para mabili mo siya. In terms of Copilot Studio naman, ano siya, para siyang Azure. So may certain per prompt may parang corresponding credit siya. So it's either you buy it per pay-as-you-go or may credit packs ka na bibilihin. So depende sa type of license si Copilot. So may corresponding licensing siya. But when it comes to those two, it's either per user for the Copilot for Microsoft 365 add-on or Copilot Studio yung pay-as-you-go or per credit pack siya.
Okay, noted on that. So we already have pala, just an update, we already have 8 responses sa feedback survey form namin. So I would like to ask all the attendees, Ma'am Annalyn, Miss Angie, Miss Arlene, Miss Bless, Miss Christy, Sir David, Miss Janelle, Miss Elaine, Miss Elise, Sir Emmanuel, Sir Hill, Sir Fernando, Sir Fort, Sir Henry, Sir John, Sir Gemar, and Sir Jo. If you can submit your feedback form now so that you will be included in the raffle draw later. Sa next question naman, may nag-ask, in terms of regarding on data security, what are the Microsoft licenses needed to get to those features within the purview, which you also shared kanina?
Ayan. So that's a good question. So it will depend on the type of functions na gusto niyo makuha. So usually mga big plans natin is like for business premium, which includes also mga DLP, mga certain policies. But if you want the full-blown in terms of security in the Microsoft perspective, yung Microsoft 365 E5 siya. Pero in terms of business premium, mayroon din tayo mga certain add-ons na pwedeng gawin kay Business Premium to have E5 functionalities. So let us know. Siguro maganda is to book a meeting with Arquan and also for that we can have a deeper discussion in regards to ano ba kailangan yung license in terms of ano yung gusto niyong mangyari in terms of security.
Okay, sure, noted on that, sir. And then, is there any more questions ba coming from our attendees here? We still have more time. And then I also receive responses pala from Fast Services, PUP Manila, Miesto International, we have Molex, we have Polytechnique, we have from University of the Philippines. Thank you so much. Okay, wala na ba? Yes, we do have 19 responses. So if there's no question, maybe we can get parting words na lang siguro before we will go on to the raffle draw. So any parting words from Sir Arnold?
Yun. So thank you everyone for joining this session. So I think medyo marami lang yung topics. very ano lang siya. So, very overview. So, if you have questions, do let us know. Tsaka, gamitin niyo si Copilot, Copilot chat, lalo na kung naka-Microsoft license kayo. It will be your starting point no in your journey for Copilot kasi matutuwa kayo ano yung ano natin, ano yung mga pwede kong gawin. Siguro may question din si Sir John Paul. What is the difference between Copilot and GitHub Copilot? So, si GitHub Copilot is mostly for developers. So, alam naman natin po si GitHub or sa mga hindi may alam, si GitHub is more on depository siya ng mga codes natin. So, si Copilot for GitHub is naka-integrate na siya doon. Binibili niyo kasi siya sa GitHub na mismo eh. Parang hindi siya dumadaan through distributor, I think for Azure. Have to clarify. Pero si Copilot, you can actually ask it to analyze codes. Pero siya may manual mo siya. Pero usually, repository mo na siya sa GitHub for mga codes natin. Mas maganda po yung magiging experience natin when asking Copilot for changes in the codes or for analysis or mga best practices. So, yun po.
Okay.
So, keep exploring everyone. And we're here to guide you. Crayon and Arc1, nandito lang para sa inyo.
Yes, so that's the word. Keep on exploring. So thank you, Sir Arnold. So to pass the floor to our Vismin sales leader, Mr. Aline.
Thank you very much, Fila. Now, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining today's event. Now, we've seen how Copilot can empower your work, and I hope that you guys leave this webinar with fresh ideas to put into action. On behalf of ARC1 and Crayon team, we appreciate your time and engagement. Stay curious, keep exploring, and we look forward to integrating Copilot in each of your business processes. Have a great day, everyone. Over to you, Fila.
Okay, thank you so much and salamat partners. See you on to the next. Bye.